Before we start, the AK-47 is the most produced weapon in human history. How many are estimated to be in circulation right now? Comment your guess. Answer at the end. October 1941, a 21-year-old Soviet tank commander is lying in a military hospital bed with a shattered shoulder. His name is Mikhail Kalashnikov. He is the 17th of 19 children, born to peasant farmers in a tiny Siberian village. He has no formal engineering education, no weapons design experience, no factory access, just a wounded body and an overheard conversation from the bed next to him. A soldier asking why Soviet troops were given only one rifle for every 2 or 3 men, while German soldiers had automatic weapons. In that hospital bed, Kalashnikov made a decision. He was going to fix it. What he built changed warfare forever and put a weapon in the hands of more people than any invention in history. To understand why the AK-47 became what it became, you have to understand what came before it. In World War II, the German army debuted the Sturmgewehr 44, the world's first true assault rifle. It fired an intermediate cartridge. It was automatic. It was devastating. Soviet soldiers facing it were outgunned at medium range. Their rifles were outdated. Their submachine guns lacked range. The Germans had a weapon that bridged the gap, and the Soviets had nothing like it. Kalashnikov saw this firsthand from his tank commander's seat before that bullet ended his frontline career. He spent his hospital recovery sketching a solution. By 1944, barely out of the hospital, Kalashnikov had designed his first carbine and entered it in a Soviet military competition. It lost. He entered another competition in 1946. This time his design, codenamed Miktim, taken from the initials of his own name, made it to the final round. The team worked around the clock, often overnight, racing to complete the prototype before the deadline. The AK-47 is not a purely original invention. Kalashnikov himself admitted it openly. He combined the trigger mechanism of the American M1 Garand, the safety selector of the German STG-44, and the gas-operated system of several earlier designs. What made his version different was the execution. He took the best elements of the most reliable weapons in the world and made them simpler, tougher, and cheaper. The AK-47 won the competition in 1947. By 1949, it was the standard rifle of the entire Soviet army. What happened next was unlike anything in the history of weapons manufacturing. The Soviet Union did not just field the AK-47, it exported the design, blueprints, tooling, and all, to every Warsaw Pact country and every Soviet-aligned revolutionary movement on Earth. China started producing it, Egypt started producing it, East Germany, Poland, Hungary, Romania, Yugoslavia, all producing it. The CIA covertly shipped millions of them to Afghan fighters battling Soviet troops in the 1970s. The AK-47 appeared in Vietnam, in Angola, in Colombia, in every guerrilla conflict on every continent. American soldiers in Vietnam reportedly threw away their M16s to pick up AK-47s from dead enemy soldiers because the Kalashnikov worked and the M16 jammed. 4 countries, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, East Timor, and Burkina Faso, put it on their national flags or coats of arms. What made it so dominant? 3 things: reliability, simplicity, cost. The AK-47 functions in sand, mud, swamp, jungle, and Arctic cold. It can be submerged in water, dragged through dirt, and dropped from a height, and it will still fire. A child can learn to disassemble and reassemble it in under a minute. It fires 600 rounds per minute with minimal maintenance. It was designed for poorly trained conscripts with limited mechanical knowledge, and it delivered exactly what it promised every single time. While Western rifles required careful cleaning and ideal conditions, the Kalashnikov simply kept working. The man who built it never became rich from it. The Soviet Union paid Kalashnikov standard state wages. He received medals: the Stalin Prize, the Order of Lenin, the Red Star. Vladimir Putin called the rifle a symbol of the creative genius of our people. But Kalashnikov died in 2013 at age 94, having earned almost nothing from the weapon bearing his name. More than 20 countries produce it today. It can be purchased in some conflict zones for as little as $10. In his final years, Kalashnikov grew deeply troubled by its legacy. He wrote to the head of the Russian Orthodox Church saying the pain in his soul was unbearable, asking whether he was responsible for the deaths it had caused. He signed the letter, "A slave of God, the designer Mikhail Kalashnikov." Approximately 250,000 people die from AK-47 wounds every single year. A peasant's son from Siberia, wounded in a hospital with no engineering degree, built the weapon that now defines conflict on every continent. It appears on national flags. It is carried by armies, guerrillas, terrorists, and revolutionaries simultaneously. It has been used to fight for freedom and to commit atrocities. The same rifle, the same design, for over 75 years. And the answer, between 75 and 100 million AK-47s, are estimated to be in circulation right now. That is roughly one for every 60 people on Earth. More than any other weapon ever made, built by a man who said he designed it for defense and spent the rest of his life watching the world prove him wrong.